If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life. Have I got an update for you? Let's get into it. Well, welcome back everybody. Glad to have you on another journey with us here at TED Talks Guitars and Life. I have decided to move forward with the project. Now, those of you who saw the unboxing and first impression vids know that I had some questions about the Washburn Sonamaster Bundle Pack that I expressed in that video. You can see that in the playlist below. I won't go into all of those details, except I will just summarize in this way. So I've been seeing ads for the Washburn Sonamaster Bundle Pack all over Facebook, all over Instagram, and I was wondering, is this a legit deal? So I ordered one after they were out of stock, and then back in stock, and then out of stock, and then finally I pulled the trigger and got one. Well, this guitar arrived at my door after 5 days from ordering. What was interesting about it is that the ads take you to the Washburn website, and if you click on Buy Now, it takes you to a vendor named Marmalade USA. And I ordered this guitar from Marmalade USA. It was $149. So with tax, I'm all in at $162 shipped to my door. I unpackaged everything in the bundle. I went through that in the review and first impressions vid. I won't reiterate the 10 items that you get in the bundle pack for $149. Unfortunately, this guitar had two significant issues to me personally. Look guys, I know, man, some of you think I'm way too picky and I complain about everything, but man, I'm spending my hard-earned money on this equipment, and so I want to feel good about that. I want to feel like it's a good investment for me. So along those lines, I had some weirdness on the first fret. I've got a little bit of a gap between the nut and the first fret fingerboard, and a little bit of a divot there on the first fret fingerboard that I didn't really dig. Unfortunately, on the back of the guitar, there are three significant dings. You can probably see this one from there. The other one is up here, and the other one is over here, and all of those are indented to the point of beginning to chip paint. So I did the review, I did the first impressions, I talked a lot about the bundle and reasons you might buy a bundle and things you should be aware of. Again, you can check that out in the playlist below. So I said in that vid that I had reached out to the folks at Marmalade USA. So I heard back from the folks at Marmalade USA. They asked me to send them pictures. Of course I did. And I also sent them a video. If you hang on the channel, you already knew that. Hey, if it's your first time hanging out with us, welcome. Come back anytime and hang out with us at TED Talks Guitars and Life. Lots of cool folks, man, hanging out, talking in the comments about guitars and life. Come on the journey with us, man. It's a wild ride. So in response to my email with the pictures and the glossy photos and all those kinds of things, the folks at Marmalade reached back and they said, well, we can do one or two things. One is you can return the guitar, or two, you can keep everything and we'll give you a $50 credit for your trouble. And I thought to myself, okay, let me think about this for a minute. So I was all in at $162, so minus $50, right? You do the math. I'm a little bit over $100 for the guitar and everything that was in the starter bundle. Now, you may or may not think that's a good opportunity. For me, I found that to be a good opportunity. Not only do I know how to do the fret work that I need to do and all the setup things and all of that, that's all to the good, but the dents on the back give me a great opportunity to do one or two things. Put it in the comments what you think I should do. But so the dents provide me the opportunity to, one, learn how to fill in those dents and paint over them and restore kind of the back of this guitar to where those dents are no longer visible. Now, if you hang out on the channel, what you know is my finishing skills are not, let's say, up to par. So that would be a great learning opportunity for me to be able to do that. The other thing that I thought about doing, and this is wild, I know, is kind of relicking just those 3 areas. Just sort of sand it down to wood and just kind of true oil over it and call it done, man. Just because the front of the guitar, man, it looks great, doesn't it, guys? Put it in the comments. What do you think? Is that not a smoking hot finish on the front of this guitar? No dents or imperfections at all on the front. So I thought, well, man, you know, it gives me an opportunity to do something with the dents on the back, and it gives me an opportunity to hone my skills with fixing a fingerboard. So again, if you hang on the channel, you've seen me collect material from a fingerboard and fill in holes that we had on that SG neck, if you remember that. So I thought, yeah, man, I can probably tackle that. And since I'm going to be tackling that, I could swap out this plastic nut for maybe a Graphtec nut. I've got some of those that I ordered for a previous project kind of laying around the shop. So what would you do, guys, if you purchased a guitar and it had these dents and it had this issue on the first fret and the vendor offered you $50? Would you take the $50 and do the work yourself, or would you want to return the whole thing? Now I should say this, guys, the $50 refund that I got from Marmalade came without stipulations. They know that I have a YouTube channel. They know that I'm going to post everything, the whole unboxing and first impressions review, and this video as well. The $50 refund is for the defects of the guitar. They did not ask me to say anything specific about this guitar. I'm certainly not encouraging you to purchase this guitar or this bundle pack for $149 unless you want to. So because you may want to do that, I'll put a link in the description below where you can pick up one of these bundle packs for $149 if that's something you're interested in. Particularly, you know, if you not only need a good starter guitar, kind of sort of out of the box, again with all the caveats I've made, but if you've never played guitar before, if you're looking for an electric guitar, if you've got $150 and you need an electric guitar and an amplifier and a stand and a strap and a tuner and a string winder, some extra strings, some picks, man, this might be a good deal for you. Only you can decide that, man. So for me, I decided, man, the learning opportunity to do the dents and to do the fingerboard and to make videos and show you how to train a guitar and do all the kind of setup work that you would need to do if you purchased a guitar like this. Let's assume for a minute that you went all in, you spent the $149, there was some tax there, it showed up at your door, and it was perfect. You didn't have any dings, you didn't have any dents, you didn't have this first fret weirdness. Well, my friends, what you still might have, and I'm saying might because all guitars are different, they can be made in the exact same factory by the exact same people, but the results kind of be a little bit different. There's always a difference of nuances between guitars, even made in the same factory by the same people. This guitar that I got, one, the string action was really high, the pickups were really high, and that was throwing off the ability to play the guitar and taking the guitar out of tune because the magnets and the pickups can pull down on the strings, which will take your guitar out of tune. Besides that, I do have some mildly sharp fret edges. They're not super sharp, they're not cutting my fingers, but I can feel them. I don't like that, so I know how to file those frets. You may or may not know how to do that. And if you're beginning and you're playing cowboy chords and you're not sliding up the neck, you're more than likely never going to notice those unless you go to pick the guitar up off the guitar stand like that and it slides. I actually cut my finger the other day on another guitar that I had around the shop because the fret ends were so sharp on that. So the fret ends are sharp, but as I said, I know how to do that. The frets still need to be polished for sure. I may have an unleveled fret, although guys, I'm going to put playing samples of this guitar It's going to follow these remarks. And these are supposed to be brief remarks. I'm doing my best to summarize, guys. I value your time, and I appreciate you hanging on the channel. Just know, man, for those of you who stick around, that nobody, and I mean nobody, comes to TED Talks Guitars and Life to hear me play guitar. We come here to talk about guitars in life, not to listen to me play. All right, but bear that in mind. It's unedited. The only edit I did was to splice out the part of where I was tuning and any kind of ancillary seconds or minutes that would not be helpful. So other than that, it's just raw playing, mistakes and all. You'll see me just make all kinds of mistakes, but that's not the point. The point is, I just wanted to provide for you some sound samples. Now bear this in mind. The difference between the playing that you're going to hear at the end of this video and the playing that I did very briefly in the unboxing and first impressions is rooted in two distinctions. One distinction is I did tweak the truss rod. I just got the truss rod tool out. I did a little bit of this, and I tweaked the truss rod just a little bit, and I've got my string action where I like it. The second thing I did is I did lower the pickups using my solo pickup gauge. There's lots of ways you can do that. I'll put a link, a non-affiliate link for solo. They don't know me, I don't know them, in the description below if you want to check that out. You can also just Google and go out on the tubes, and plenty of people will tell you, you know, how many millimeters from this and that and the other things. I like the tool. It makes my life easy. I'll put it in the description below. So I just want to make you aware that I have tweaked the truss rod and I did adjust the pickup heights. What I did not do anything with the frets. I didn't polish them. I didn't, you know, really haven't even cleaned the guitar, which should have been step one. These are the same strings that came with it. I did not adjust any of the saddles, even though I've got a couple of saddles that are just kind of wonky and not exactly where I would want them. And I didn't do anything to the nut. So it's stock other than those two changes. I just tweaked the truss rod and I lowered the pickup height because I found that particularly the bridge pickup was super high, and I knew that that had something to do with my tuning instability. So I'm going to keep the guitar. I'm going to do the fret work. I'm going to video all of this for your enjoyment, maybe benefit. I don't know, guys. Listen. Two mantras of the channel. One, you do you. Two, nothing I do is prescriptive, man. It's just descriptive of my brand of crazy when it comes to guitars. So I'm going to make videos of me doing everything I would do to the frets and the fingerboard, and we'll find out if we have unlevel frets. I didn't hear any terrible buzzing while I'm playing, and my action is pretty good right now. So maybe that's an indication that I don't have any high frets, but maybe I do. We'll get the fret rocker out and we'll check all that. And if we have to level any frets, of course, we will crown those, and then we will polish all of them. We will clean and condition the fingerboard, and I'm going to have to address this first fret weirdness. While I'm doing that, I will swap out the nut here, and I'll film all of this again. I do have laying around the shop, just because I've been doing this for a while now, some string guides that I prefer over these metal string guides, and I'll drop those in. The tuners, I don't really have any what I would consider, you know, my go-to tuners on hand. So I'm going to ride these tuners out for a little while, and then we will begin to assess other things. So we will go under the hood in videos that come up. What that means is, guys, I'm going to take the guitar down to the component level. While I have the neck off of the guitar, once I get to that point, I'll begin doing everything I just mentioned about the neck. We will pull off the pick guard and the output jack cover. We'll look at the trim. We'll look at all of it. We'll go under the hood in every imaginable way, man. It should be a fun ride. So I don't know if I dig a bridge, humbucker in the bridge. I don't know if I dig the pearl pick guard. I kind of sort of like it, but I kind of sort of think I want to do 3 single coils in this. And we will assess everything though. We'll do it together and we'll hang out. We'll have a good time, man. So hey guys, it's going to be a great journey, man. Come on that journey with me in the future videos that are going to come up. I'm going to rock and roll this situation. And now let's check out some tones. Well, as always, wherever you are in your guitar journey, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Rock on with your bad selves, everybody. We'll catch you down the road.